Yes, people. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man Them United podcast, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And the Man Them United podcast is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And I just want to say I look absolutely phenomenal in white, like with a bucket hat. Just need to
This guy.
so why are you hating if I'm not doing it? Man's just looking golden, just looking brown, shining, blessed, black, and highly favored. And I'm joined by my special. He's a special guest slash special guest co-host slash resident of Sarcasm City. Normally we do stats, facts, and vibes, but we didn't do the Man Them United podcast yesterday, so we are here doing it today. Eddie will be joining shortly, people. But I'm joined by none other. One of the best content creators out there. One of my personal favorite content creators. My like Statman Baines is in the building. What are you telling me, Baines? Are you good?
I'm dying in the heat, man.
Oh, this guy, man.
I am dying in the heat.
Have you got a fan?
Hey, I can't put it on, otherwise you won't be able to hear.
Oh, seeing the peak. Sucks to be you, man. Sucks to be you.
Listen, man, it's annoying hay fever as well. Listen, we're dying out here, man. 32 degrees.
Speak.
And people prefer the summer, man. Get your head checked.
It don't really make too much of a difference.
Nah, man, it does, man.
This guy.
I say this all the time. You know, if in summer, like, what are you meant to do? You sit in front of a fan and you're still hot. You see in winter, at least you put on a jacket. You put on a jumper. You put on gloves. You put on a scarf. You put on a hat.
No, fam, you're supposed to enjoy the weather, fam.
Nah, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm dying, man.
You enjoy, because you don't enjoy the weather, fam. Because you don't do nothing.
I enjoy the rain.
Yeah, but enjoy the summer. I'm not a big summer fan. I'm not a massive fan of it. But you can enjoy it. But you don't drink. You don't party. You don't go to barbecues. So all the stuff that you can do when summer's out, like, you can't do. Like, I'd rather, as much as you're my guy, I'd rather just be somewhere getting waved. I'd rather be drunk in the sun getting waved somewhere.
I'd rather be sitting in front of a fan right now. Because I'm dying.
So none of us want to be here, people. But yeah, look at what we do. Look at this. Bainesy don't want to be with me. I don't want to see Bainesy. I don't want to hear his voice. I don't want to hear him complain. But here we are, people. Here we are. And yes, this is the Man Them United podcast, a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United, people. So please keep all your please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, please. Manchester United related, please. And as of yesterday, the fixture list dropped. So me and Bainesy will be discussing that. But before we get to that, and I want to talk
about Jonathan.
Yeah. That's is gonna go. Yeah. Let's go to you, get me, because you're the Myrtle man. So talk to us.
No. Because I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired.
You are the Myrtle man.
No. When I
say
you're not
the Myrtle man, before we continue, are you not the Myrtle man?
No. Look at this. Because we'll get onto that. Because I am tired. I am genuinely tired. I watched Red Talk yesterday. I saw you, Rance, Aaron, Saeed chatting absolute rubbish.
What were we talking about?
No. Because I even heard someone say if Ralf was at the club, Dion gets done in 2 weeks. I've had enough of that stuff. Because first of all, you lot are the same people that said Ralf doesn't have a big enough role, but then think Dion gets done in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Secondly, what have I been saying for so many weeks now? For 2 to 3 weeks, I've been saying the exact same thing.
Eddie's in the building as well, people.
Yeah, big up Eddie as well, yeah.
What up,
I've been saying for 2 to 3 weeks, fans have to be patient. Yes. And what did we see? And what did I keep saying? We've had 9 years of incompetence under Ed Woodward where we overpaid for players, overpaid in terms of wages. That reputation from the club is not going to go overnight. Whether people like it or not.
That is a
and guess what
point.
happened? What was the release today by Jonathan Trager? He says some at Old Trafford sense that clubs, agents and players are currently trying to exploit Manchester United, perceive lower leverage in the market.
Facts.
But John Myrtle is earning a reputation as a tough but fair negotiator. He's working hard to ensure that this does not happen. And this is what I kept saying. If people want to, people complain, you can't then complain about a wage structure, then one deal to happen quickly. That's just overplay for players kind of thing. Yeah. You have to be patient.
What you said there makes sense. I never looked at it that way when you said about Manchester United overpaying in the past. And that plays a part in future deals. Exactly. That is true. However, go on.
I just had enough because listen, people expect change overnight. But people expect change overnight, and that's not going to happen. Like apparently with the Darwin Núñez thing, yeah. Wait, let me get it up.
Shout out my dogs in the chat, man.
Big up the chat. We will get to everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share it across our socials. Subscribe to the channel. Bainesy's had enough typical Statman rant. Let's go.
No. Because on the Darwin Núñez thing, yeah, Jonathan Trager said Darwin Núñez is reportedly earning 140k a week at Liverpool. Man United walked away from negotiations when significantly more was requested for the player. What did I say? Of course, players are going to ask for more for Manchester United because our wage structure is so bad.
Facts.
Liverpool's wage structure is not that bad, and they're an attractive opposition. They're in the Champions League. 90 plus points, 3 years out of the last 4.
Yeah.
You got a better manager than us. Of course, players are going to ask for more. And that's why people need to relax. If people want the wage structure sorted, which is going to take time, we might miss out on target 1. We might miss out on target 2. But long term, we're going to benefit from this. And that's why fans can't preach about patience and then be so, what are United doing kind of thing. Complaining every 2 seconds. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I
was letting you go. Eddie's in the building. I just had what I'm going to say is, you need to stop, like, every time I'm on a stream and you're not there and you disagree with the general consensus, because you've done this 3 or 4 times now, you throw me in. Because now if I ask you what I said, what did I say on that stream that you disagree with? Go on. See, this is what I'm saying. I didn't say it. I know. I already know.
No, but you should have injected. You should have come in.
I guarantee 2 things. I guarantee 1, I didn't say anything on that stream that you disagree with me. 2, on that very stream, I said it myself. I've already preached for patience, and I've said everything's brand new.
You weren't too bad, but all I'm saying, you should have injected.
Thank you, man. I wasn't too bad. Thank you, innit?
You should have injected. You should have come in when people said Ralf would have done this deal in 2 weeks, because you would.
That the reason why I don't talk on the Ralf stuff is because you know me, you and others, Aaron, when it comes to that rants, I'm more knowledgeable than I am. So I'm gonna, when it comes to things like that above, in regards to the board, I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to Aaron. I'm gonna leave it to Rance, because you man are much more knowledgeable. One thing that
was complete nonsense here, because these are the same people that complain Ralf doesn't have enough big of a say.
When you come on Red Talk, we're gonna have the conversation. You can have the conversation.
These are the same people that said, the consultancy role means nothing. Then why are you complaining, first of all, that Ralf left, the consultancy role means nothing? Secondly, Ralf in the consultancy role was not head of negotiations. That deal does not get done in 2 weeks. And again, it's utter stupidity.
Because go on, Eddie.
Here's the thing with Ralf. Regardless of his standing at United in the football world, he holds a level of legitimacy that other clubs acknowledge. And for what Murtaugh presents at this time is, in a lot of other people's opinions in the football world, an inexperienced financial, dare I say, is going to sound off tough, but lackey, who reminds people of what we've been having to deal with for the past 4 years. Now, is that accurate? I'm not here to argue, because like I've said, I'm on the flawless bandwagon with this shit. Like, I'm trying to enjoy my summer, not thinking about United too much, not in their incompetence, and just playing the waiting game of seeing, okay, you know what? I know for a fact that Barca's finances are worse than some of the worst checkbooks on the planet. So I don't have any trepidation about the De Jong situation. The other pieces, of course, but again, because Ralf has that level of cachet compared to a Murtaugh, and again, we'll see. I think the best thing he's done thus far is not go head over heels for Darwin Núñez, because I think we all can agree, if you're going to spend that level of money on a player who's giving you that type of production for 1 year, you need to be drug tested. So I can get your frustration, but I can also get other United fans' frustration, whereas we're looking for something different, and it's looking eerily similar to what we've seen in the past. But again, just to your point, we are a big club. We don't operate as a big club, so people think they can exploit us for the money that we have. And if this is how we have to start taking stands, so be it. But business has to get done. Like, they can't.
No, but the thing is, business will get done. Whoever is our first person on our list, second, that's another story, innit?
I agree.
We're gonna have to pay hard.
I've said already, United will sign players. Simply because, and that's nothing to me with having faith in the board and having faith in the new regime. Just quantity. We can't go into the season with a 15-man squad. And with the amount of players that are leaving, they have to sign somebody. They can't just throw it. I do expect youngsters to get promoted. However, they are 110% without doubt going to sign players. How many is a whole different conversation. And thank you for addressing that. I wasn't too bad in the red talk. Much appreciated.
I wanted to answer another thing here.
Yeah, go
Someone
on.
said we're missing out on our targets, baby.
And before you continue, shut up, Lewis. Shut up, man. Go sign some centre backs. Go on, carry on. You know
someone in the comments said we're missing out on our targets, Bainty. That's why I don't know if you saw the report about Vitani's PSG bound. That's the backup to Frankie de Jong. First of all, people need to realize our targets. Like, you do realize we're linked to every single player.
Yeah, that's facts.
A lot of these people are not our targets. Like, people are crying over Basuma. Basuma was never a Manchester United target. We were never going to be in for it. Whether you think we should be in for him is a different story. Secondly, this Vitinho, however you say his name, PSG bound thing. Listen, is a £40 million release clause. Both clubs pay it. PSG are going to offer more money. He goes PSG. That's all it is. And why should United then break our wage structure, then pay over the top than what PSG will? It's silly. We have a stupid wage structure already. We're trying to correct that. PSG have a stupid wage structure, but they clearly don't care, kind of thing.
They don't care.
They don't care. It's
like
all about their brand.
Both their keepers are on over £200,000 a week.
Yeah, Lewis,
they clearly don't care. So if we lose out on him to PSG, listen, so be it, man. So be it. As long as we're not paying over the top for plays and not breaking our wage structure even further, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
it's a long-term rebuild.
And I've said it to you, Bainsy. I've said it on Stats, Facts, and Vibes. I've said it on Mandem United when I spoke with Eddie. I've said it on Red Talks. I've said it on Q&As. I've said it on other streams. Whereas I'm just waiting to see what happens. The window's been open not even a full week yet. Everything is brand new. Everything is brand new in terms of the board and people moving around, the manager, the coaching staff. Tox mentioned it. It was a great point. Ten Hag hasn't even took a training session yet. I believe he's still assessing the squad and who exactly he wants to keep and who he doesn't. There's so many things that go into this. And adding on top of what you said there, I think is a fantastic point, is in regards to, because we've done so much bad business in the past, because the business has been so bad, that when it comes to, when it comes to doing new deals, people are going to try and take advantage. You know what I'm saying?
And you would as well.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're kind of like the hoe. We don't want to be a hoe no more. And we're trying to get wifed. And the commandant are like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Run the whole facts. They saying run the whole facts.
And then it's like, and then we get into our next guy, and he's like, "Right, what's going on?" And we trying to be different. Yeah, Baines, you'll understand that later on in life. But anyway.
And another thing, people keep crying about how City and Liverpool do deals so quickly. I said this. Deals don't happen overnight, and I keep saying it. Ryan Gravenberch came out and said that Bayern Munich were talking to him since October. And he signed, 2-3 days ago or something, 4 days ago. That's how long deals take.
Yeah.
People need to realize we haven't had the manager in. Yeah. We're trying to change the way we recruit players. Yeah. The club the club said it the other day. Wait, let me get the report up. And this is what I think I said to you about the Dan Ashworth thing and how Brighton recruit players. Because I think I mentioned it with you, innit? Let me get the report. The report was the recruitment department at Manchester United draws up lists for each position, and the manager works with John Melt and Richard Arnold over the order of importance ahead of starting negotiations. And I said this. People can't complain about not getting the managerial targets, because if we didn't want to get the managerial targets, we could have done deals a lot quicker from whatever the recruitment team wanted. We could have. But that's not the case. And I said this. The manager has to sit down with the recruitment team. The manager then has to say what players he wants in what positions, or what positions he wants and the profile players that he wants. Because black people is like, and then the next thing is, after the recruitment team find maybe a list of 5, because that's how Brighton do it. If we're using the exact same example, then let's see. Like, does Ten Hag want those players?
Sorry to cut you off. Basuma news came out of nowhere, but we've been talking to Brighton since January. Is that true?
He probably knows better than...
Yeah, Jez, I trust that. Like, Jez is someone, as much as he's a prick, I trust his sources, man. When it comes to Spurs news, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do trust Jez. I said, Jez is saying that Spurs were talking to Brighton since January.
I don't doubt it. Like, again, people, sports business is a year-long process. And to Baines's point, because you see it come across the ledger on that day, doesn't mean it hasn't been at play for months. Whether it's the 10, you think when Ralf came, that's when we started thinking about Ten Hag as our next manager? I doubt that. I seriously do. They did their due diligence ahead of time. They pay people, and I think at United that's part of our problem. We might be paying the wrong people, but you pay people to make these decisions as educated as possible, right? And that you have whole buildings and certain clubs that commit themselves to sports business year in and year out projections, in case of emergency type situations. That's the thing with you that United is going through right now. From top to bottom, we've created new infrastructure since he's arrived. So to sit here and expect us to act as clubs who have had their infrastructure for time now, it's not realistic, people. It's really not. And again, I understand the frustration because
That's
they
true,
sell us, huh?
I was just saying that's true what you're saying there, but go on, carry on.
Yeah, no, they sell us on we're starting anew, and people just need to. Because here's the thing, people: if you wait enough, they'll give you the answers you're looking for. Are they really them type of people? Are they really in these halls doing the business? Like that, their efforts will show by what they produce. So again, we have the preseason hasn't even started. Again, I said once the preseason starts, if I don't see anybody new, then I know we on bullshit. That's it.
And that's legit it. That's how I'm looking at it. That's why I'm like, not pleading patience, but I'm just like, let's just wait and see. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I'm giving the regime a chance to succeed or fail. I can't sit here and talk about how players deserve a chance to succeed or fail, like a fair chance. Like the way that Donny got written off was crazy to me when he never got a fair shot. Donny never played 4 games in a row. So if he never started and played 4 games in a row, how can I judge this man? He's playing 20 minutes here, 10 minutes here, off the bench, then 1 game, and then he doesn't play well in that 90 minutes, and then we don't see him again for 2-3 weeks. How are you going to find any rhythm? And I'm not saying Donny is the answer. What I'm saying is give him a chance, and that's every player. That's any new signing. Even if we were to sign, say we did sign a Nunes or a player that I'm not particularly fond of, I would still give that player, I'd be like, all right, hopefully I'm wrong. I give that player a chance to succeed or fail fairly. But people just want to write off this regime instantly. I can't write off Ten Hag yet. You know why? Because he's not doing anything yet. He's not been given a chance to. How do we know how he's going to set up? Bainesy made the point about Basuma. I'm a fan of Basuma. But who knows if Basuma fits the way he's trying to play? Because we don't know yet. These are all questions. This is why with Ten Hag, there's so many questions and we have no answers yet. But we will get all these answers soon. I won't know how Manchester United's business moves once the season starts. Because we got the preseason tour, then the season starts, and then the end of the window in the 31st. And under here, like, do you think they would have backed Poch? How have they not backed? Again, people just want to complain. How have they not backed Ten Hag yet? What have they not done? What do you know, Under, that I don't? Somebody like you tell me, or maybe Eddie or Bainesy can tell me, because I don't know how they've not backed Ten Hag yet. I'm not saying they have or haven't. I'm saying we're 5 days into the window, or however long it is.
It's
How
weird.
do you know?
It's the weekend, but we're shell shocked, bro. That's why I'm not too pissed about it. Cause like legit, I can't remember the last time I went into a window being confident that we weren't gonna be in some bullshit. Mm-hmm. And the society we live in, like instant results and instant gratification is the only way to feel somewhat fulfilled in certain situations. So I do think though, and I do disagree with you on this stat, man. If Ralf was still there, I think something would have gone down by now. That's just me personally.
No, but it might have been a sign there. But who knows if Ten Hag would have actually wanted it? Because I said this, they see football completely different.
Yeah, no.
Do you not think that Ralf could have, if they would have spoke? Even though I believe they did have a conversation, and that's
like
why
we saw the report.
I believe they did. I'm about to agree with you. I believe they had a conversation and decided it was better if they part ways. But what I'm saying is, I believe Ralf is smart enough. If Ten Hag tells him what's the profile of play he wants, I think Ralf can identify that. I think he's capable.
Yeah, maybe. But listen, if Ten Hag didn't want to keep Ralf, what's wrong?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to say, what was it?
Baines getting everything off his chest.
Flipping hell, man, I forgot.
Sorry, man, come back to
on the Ralf thing, yeah. Because there was a report the other day where apparently Ralf advised like Tchouaméni.
Mm-hmm.
How are we praising Ralf for recommending one of the best up-and-coming holding midfielders in the world? But why are we acting like every single club were not after it or weren't looking at it? Because every single club were after him. Everyone knew he was going Real, though.
Yeah.
If Real make an offer, he goes there.
Yeah.
So people think, oh, Ralph's talent ID is brilliant. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry could have said to United to sign Germany. And another thing, another thing, yeah.
Get off your chest.
No. Because you see the Red Talk group chat the other day.
Talk your shit.
Because I'm tired. I'm tired of all these.
I'm tired. No, specify, because that's not me, and I'm in the group chat.
No. I was going to mention them.
Yeah. Okay.
Because me, I think Adam, and who was it?
Adam.
Saeed. They try coming for me. Because when you know that report about United have to sell centre backs to sign centre backs, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And people are trying to disagree. We have 6 centre backs at the club. We have Maguire at the club, Lindelof, Varane, Axel, Phil Jones.
To sell anyone before we bring
Axel, Phil Jones, and Bailly. Listen, that's 6 centre backs at the club. Yeah, whether people like them or not, they're still on big wages.
Yeah.
Adam tried using Mengi in the argument. Mengi's on 4.6k a week. You think United really care about him?
Not
they don't. And what did I say? If United get rid of those last 3 that I mentioned, Bailly, Jones, and Axel, if 1 or 2 of them leave, then we could see another centre back.
We're seeing 1. If 2 of them leave, we're seeing 1. If it's just 2, people thinking that we're gonna refurbish the entire centre back room, no. There's exactly. I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know it was 6, because I can imagine that Lindelof is on abnormal wages. I can imagine Phil Jones, for what he provides, is on terrible wages. Same thing with Bailly. And the
Axel's probably not too much compared to them.
Axel,
yeah,
but you see, he's probably the easiest one to sell because he's been on loans and shit like that. So I imagine he's the easiest one out of the bunch to sell.
No, but there's a report that just came in right now by Jamie Jackson in it, who's very, very reliable, and he came out and just said United are considering other options in defense and will listen to offers for Bailly, Axel, Jones. If 1 or more of those do leave, Ten Hag can move to bolster this area of the squad. But when I said it the other day, people were trying to cook me. Adam was trying to come at me. Said was trying to come at me.
That's tough. It's simple,
come on, man.
man.
It's not rocket science. Like I keep saying it, people think it's rocket science. Just think. Like no matter what, say what you want. Yeah, this is a football club or not. It's still a business first. We cannot have 7 first-team centre backs at the club, especially when we're playing a back 4.
Yeah,
we're not.
And that being said, before you continue, how do we know rocket science is that hard? None of us have tried it. I hate that phrase, man. I mean, deadly serious. I know it's a phrase. I'm not blaming you, fam. I'm just saying it. We say all this. Have any of us ever met a rocket scientist? Have you ever met anybody who's tried rocket science?
No.
These are conversations we need to be having. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
United depressed me. I know it's a saying because I've used it before. My point is that when I shot at you, I'm just saying it gets used. All these sayings that we just throw out, and it's kind of like, how do we know rocket science is that hard? We've never met one of them. Have you tried rocket science, Eddie? Yeah.
Listen, shout out to my ex who I cheated off of to make it through algebra 2. That's how I know I ain't making it through no goddamn rocket science.
I know that. I know we got 7 centre backs. Sorry, that just hit me in it. Yeah. But
no, 6 centre backs at the club. We would have 7 if we buy another one.
A new one. Right.
Yeah. And someone said, "Why is Top Bread Being trying to discredit Ralf?" I'm not trying to discredit Ralf. I've had enough of people trying to praise Ralf for the basics.
Yeah, I think that's what you're at. I think Bainesy just goes against the level of importance that certain people may give Ralf to how shit might have played out for us if he was still around. And that's, bro, you can't, again, people, what did he do while he was here? He was just the manager. At this point, you can see. And he went out on the press conference, and it seems like he did more to let us know about United than actually changing what United, how they move in a sense. Because, again, I think it's confirmed that the biggest hindrance to the thing was Ed Woodward. And the Glazers, of course, but they're not going anywhere. So I only mentioned Woodward. So now that he's out, there's a sense of new direction just because it's a different voice. Yeah. And with Ralf, again, if you come out in the press conference and say, I asked for players and you got none, I didn't want certain players being put on loan and they disrespected what you had to say, then the proof is in the pudding, bro. You're not really pushing the needle while you're there. But I thank him for educating us on how bad it really was, because I think certain people didn't want to come to that reality, but they had no choice because of his presence. But yeah, I can see Baines' point, because it's like, bro, he said he wanted things, and they said piss off. They legit didn't give him anything he wanted. So I don't think we can act as though like, yeah, he would have, had it on a string.
And that's what I said.
We would have got somebody on. I'm saying like we would have got somebody nobody heard of on a free at the minimum, because he just had that level pool.
Maybe, but this is what I kept saying about this club. Whether people like it or not, some of these employees at the club are very, very good. And I said this the other day. I can't remember what street. You can literally go on LinkedIn and check some of the scouts' CVs. Mm-hmm. You can check the people they scouted. We have some very, very good people at the club. Whoever has the final say, listen, that's another story. Board level, listen, you can never change that kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
With how crap this fan base is in terms of everyone just wants to fight one another kind of thing, innit?
Right.
These people are still working with their hands tied behind their back. And that's just my problem, man. People just need to relax, man.
I'm with you on that. For once, we actually do agree on something in general.
I fuck with that too.
With the relax, and that's why I'm just like, but somebody said it already in the comments about people on social media just want to be outraged, and like legit, that's where a lot of it stems from, because we haven't signed anybody yet. And
I say all the time.
We'll say City signed somebody, Liverpool have signed somebody, but I'm like, their structures are better than us.
And they've had the manager for longer.
And they've had a manager for longer, and it's a settled structure as well. Like you said, we are trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? We're trying to improve our negotiation, like how we're looked upon in negotiations. We're trying to improve that in terms of clubs, in terms of agents, and in terms of wages. And that is a very valid point, because we're looking at it. Because people are going to try and take liberties because it is Manchester United, and they know we will overpay in terms of transfer fees, agent fees, and wages. Because that's why. But one thing I do like is with all these players is that helps our wage budget. Helps it just because of the amount of players that are leaving. It frees up so much money. When you look at the big earners that are leaving. Yeah, go on, fam.
Like someone said, I love what the fans are doing. Keep the pressure on these. Look, listen, like I say this about this fan base every single time. We signed 2 players. This entire fan base is silent. Yeah. People were at Ed Woodward's house. We signed Bruno Fernandes the next week. Everything went silent.
Mm-hmm.
So all this fake pressure stuff that you love to talk about, yeah, it will go after 2 signings. It will go after a signing. You lot will be singing about the signing, and that's all you will be buying your shirts.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. Because you
lot
had Glazers
people.
No, but you lot had Glazers at protest. Guess what happened? Nothing. Because you know why? This fan base can never do something like continuously. You get one thing that you like, you lot are going to be silent. It's as simple as that.
Let me get to this. One joke. I think you're just a troll, so I'm going to start ignoring you, but we're just going to get to this anyway. The biggest managers in the world demand big players immediately. This patience is a lie. What patience is a lie? Before we get to anything else you said, what patience is a lie? Like, I don't understand. Please elaborate on the last part of that sentence. So I understand what you're saying. I don't know what this patience is a lie thing. Like, I'm lost. Are you talking about my patience? Are you talking about Bainesy being patient, Eddie B? But like, what patience is a lie?
Who has patience?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he means by that. And this is why I'm saying when people just say anything, because that last part of that makes no sense. Before you adjust the rest of it. No, don't even let him get to the rest of it. I know where you're gonna go, Baines. I want to hear what he means by the last part. Then we'll address the early part. But I don't get the last part whatsoever. Yeah. Like in terms of I don't understand what that means.
They're saying Bailly might make his way to Marseille.
Loan or full transfer?
Purchase. This is off of Ivorian's page.
Shout out Ivorian, man. Red United TV. Make sure you go subscribe.
They're saying 10 to 12 million.
It's about right.
Yeah. With his wages and injury record, yeah.
It's about right. Yeah, it's about right. I rate Bailly. I'm a fan, but injury record.
Stay healthy. So, and it's tough because it's funny. When I was watching the AFCON, that's when it hit home because you know how much I love international football. Like, you just do the same shit wherever you play.
He does.
It's like watching him playing football is like watching Mortal Kombat. just without the blood and all that shit. It's the same shit.
Absolutely. Go on, Bazy. I know there's more you want to get off your chest.
Nah,
fam.
nah,
I can see
because
that
that guy's
deep inhaler breath you took.
Nah, because that guy said the biggest managers in the world demand big plays immediately. We've
Yeah.
had Jose Mourinho at the club, we've had LVG at the club. They demand their players. Guess what happened? Nothing.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
But that's not even like what he said. I want to get to the latter part of it. I want to get to the part I don't understand. Because that part can be picked apart. What is the but I don't
You know what's
understand
funny,
what that means.
You know what I hate about this fan base? And I said this at the start, and I said, and I think this will happen. And I said this: if Ten Hag loses 2 games, because listen, it's a possibility. Brighton, Brentford, first 2 games of the season.
Play Liverpool third. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, forget that. But the first 2 games, those are 2 difficult games. We could end the season with end the first 2 games with 0 points. Is a possibility.
Yeah.
Are you not going to be preaching about patience then? Because we know how flip floppy this fan base is. And how we get a bad result. Yeah, these are all going to be on to Ten Hag straight away.
Oh, I've already said this. I've said this, fam, already, that if we get a couple poor results, Ten Hag out will trend on Twitter.
Exactly. So this patience being a lie is from people that are going to be like that.
Well, but I don't know. But the reason why I said, because you said it to us, so I'm like, where is this patience as a lie thing? Like, that's what I don't get. Like, is he talking about us? Is he talking about other fans? Is he talking about the manager? Like, I'm very specific and very precise and very concise in what I say to make sure I'm very, very clear and you know where I stand. So, like,
some of this fan base will cry off the preseason results.
Oh yeah,
I know that will happen.
But I put that down.
You know what the mad thing is? When I spoke to those Ajax fans, they said Ten Hag had to take time at the start. He had to implement his philosophy. It's going to take time. This is not the perfect club for Ten Hag to come into. These aren't his players. Is he going to try and improve a couple of players? Of course, any manager does. So that's another thing I don't get why people are complaining. When Ten Hag first came in, he said the squad came second the season before. Whether people think that's a false image finish or not is a different story kind of thing, isn't it? And that quickly, you're the one that buys his shirts. Listen, I don't care. I said this. I'm not the one screaming Glazers out every 2 minutes. I'm not. I never had been. So I'll buy these shirts happily.
And I'll buy next season shirts than a lot of you people that scream Glazer out. That's the funny part. Like,
I've always said this with the Glazer out movement. It's the fakest thing online. It's the biggest social media trend. That's all it is. Because we only see it in the transfer window, and that's it. When things are going wrong, you don't want to be Glazers out. That's it. Whether this guy might have stayed consistent, fair play in it. Nuruddin, for example, stays consistent. You can never go at Nuruddin for that, innit? But we know how this fan base is on like the like the global scale kind of thing, innit? They're very, very flip floppy with that. That's why I hate the Glazers out move. It's one of the worst things ever.
It's weak.
Listen, Saeed tried doing a protest and people complained because it was Saeed. Why not just get behind the movement?
They actually wear store-bought jerseys to Glazers out protests. They redo season tickets and say Glazers out. They share Manchester United on their socials and say Glazers out. Like, it doesn't make sense. The most effective thing they did during that entire Glazer thing is find a new avenue to really hurt their pockets, which was you leave the bad reviews on sponsor websites.
Yeah.
That was the best thing they did, but even that one lost traction. If they had done that for like months on months, they would have got somewhere. But they tapped out once Sancho came through the door. Like he said, once Sancho showed up, it was crickets. We started losing. Then they start talking. Doesn't make any sense.
Listen, this fan base is always Glazers out when we're losing it, but when we win or draw, nothing, man. Nothing. And the guy said I'm Glazers out all day, every day, no matter what, bro, you're talking about. I said that. You might have been consistently Glazers out, but on the global fan base, that's how the fan base is. We see it so many times.
Well, because I went to the first couple protests. Yeah,
forget that. Some of these people at these Glazers out protests have United shirts and United bags from the mega shop.
Doesn't make any sense, man.
Come on, man.
Well, you Spain, fam. You Spain. I respect Statman's optimism, but I don't believe anything has changed. Same people in charge will have a similar season next season, in my opinion.
Again, people, it can't be the same people in charge when literally Woodward ran the ship.
That's true. And it's a new team as well.
He was the end all be all. I think even what's his face, Matt Judge is left. Different people who have been at the club for years have left. Now, are they the people that are there still people who I want to leave still there? Absolutely. But we cannot act as though we absolutely positively know what's going to go on in the next 2 weeks because we've never seen these people work. Yeah. Don't get let them work. Once you've seen, again, if I go to the preseason tour not seeing any new players, I'll start talking. Other than that, let it play out. Let it play out.
And that's it. I'm in the mode of letting it play out because they're new. You know what I'm saying? Because they're new. That's what man's on. You feel me?
And the thing is, when they say the same people are still there, I said this before, and Eddie said it. You see Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward, when you actually look at a Sky network that he tried implementing in 2016, he employed some incredible people. The CVs are all there. It's just because Ed Woodward never really trusted them, really, innit? A lot of our signings, if you look at them, especially under Jose, were Raiola clients. A lot of them weren't recruitment-based signings. A lot of them were Raiola clients.
Yeah.
So even though some of the same people still might be there, I'm fine with that. As long as whoever has the final say now, trust the recruitment team, for example, when they're talking about signings. I think Matt Judge is leaving by the end of this month as well, when his contract finishes. That's a positive. Because he was the one in charge of the contract.
Is he leaving?
Yeah.
Right, Bainesy knows his stuff. See, this is what I say. You know more than me. I didn't know.
They said he's leaving at the end of this month or next month, I think, is when his contract finishes.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I would not have known that because it's
and that's United, a massive positive for United fans. And this is what I also said. In terms of contracts, straight away we've already seen a change, whether people disagree with it or not.
Go on, talk about it.
Because one thing we seen it. I think there was a report by Ed Woodward, not by Ed Woodward, but about Ed Woodward, that we used to give contracts to keep the players as assets for the club, innit? We let go of 5 people, 5, 6 people.
I think it's 6.
Six. Forget Paul Pogba because we actually gave him a new contract here, but the other 5 left, or 4.
Yeah, because you got Cavani, Mata, Matic, Lingard. That's 4.
We could have easily given the Man U Matic a new contract. We could have easily given Juan Mata a new contract. Jesse probably wanted to leave, but we could have done that. The old United.
Oh yeah, I mentioned Cavani in that as well.
Yeah, the old United probably would have done that.
Yeah. And to Andrew says, patience as a fan base, I think they signed him to lower expectations or else they would have backed him by now. All right, how do we know? All right, this is what I'm saying. How do we know they haven't? I don't know how old you are, Andrew, but I'm just guessing you're young. How do we know they haven't backed him?
Yeah.
How do we know Ten Hag is not sat down with the recruitment team and is not going back and forth on a daily basis trying to attempt to get deals done and identify players? Bainesy and Eddie, correct me if I'm wrong. Have we not made a formal bid for De Jong?
We made one. Yeah.
Okay, so that means we're currently negotiating for De Jong, a player that Ten Hag wants. So one thing I don't get is about else they would have backed him by now. I don't know what they was. We don't know this. Secondly, the reason why I can only speak for me is giving patience to it because he's new. If they give Bainesy the job, I'd give him patience. You know why? Because he's new. I said this at the start. You weren't here, so let me repeat this again. It's a whole new regime. So I'm going to give the whole new regime, the manager, everybody else, a fair chance to succeed or fail. I don't know yet. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right. Would I prefer Manchester United to have got some people through the door already? Absolutely, of course. But there's many obstacles. There's a lot of obstacles. Bainesy mentioned some of them. Eddie's mentioned some of them. I've mentioned them. It's been mentioned on other shows. Like, the manager's new. He's still identifying what he wants. I firmly do believe that he doesn't know everyone he wants to keep and sell yet. I think he has a rough idea. I reckon there's players in the middle ground where he's like, I'm not sure on, which is cool. We made a bid for De Jong. It got reported. You know what I'm saying? We made a bid for De Jong.
Wait, and just quickly, he said Matic wanted to leave. Don't try that. But did we offer Matic a new contract at all?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He might have. like just straight. We might have offered him, and he might have just said, "No, I'm leaving," kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
I don't think, from memory, we've offered him a new contract. And secondly, people keep saying we work on one deal at a time. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. Because straight away we've seen it, whether people like it or not. Timber clearly got rejected, or the person terms haven't. Like, we can't agree on it. Darwin Núñez was apparently in talks with United. We've had now Jonathan Schrager also confirming today that we're focusing on the signings of 3 players: De Jong, that Vitania guy, however you say his name, and the guy from Derby. Forget him because he's still young, in it. Mm-hmm. But I thought we only work on one signing at a time.
Yeah,
and we've also made Ericsson.
I'm back to the patience thing as well. Is people, even if we had a great window, my expectations don't change. If we had a fantastic window and signed all the players that I believe we need, a left back, a centre back, 3 midfielders, a right winger, a striker, my expectations for the season would change. My expectations stay the same. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The best this Manchester United side can do is 4th place at a domestic trophy. Add in the Europa League because we're in there. So basically, top 4, 4th place, should I say, 4th place in the Premier League, and a trophy that's not the Premier League. That is the best we can do. Whether we sign 9 players or we sign 0, that's my expectation. How am I judging?
I think you're pushing 4 places as well.
No, I'm saying no. I said the very best. I said that's the best we can do. I'm not saying we finished there. I'm saying that's on our best day. I think if we reach that, we've hit our ceiling. Because this team is not better. It's not better than City's. It's not better than Liverpool's, and it's not better than Chelsea's. What truth am I dodging under? Please elaborate. And we ain't better than Tottenham either currently, and they doing good business. What truth am I dodging? And they got a better manager. Facts. That's why I'm saying 4th. Like, it would take for one of those 4 to have, like, when we finish 2nd, to have a bad season. Yeah, for us to finish above them. So that's why I'm saying 4th is, to me, is our ceiling. FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League, one of those, and that's at the very best. You know what I'm saying? Well, verbal bid, they made a bid anyway. But yeah, Unja, what's the truth I'm dodging? Please elaborate, because you're saying a lot of stuff without backing it up. So what's the truth?
Why would he have to dodge any kind of truth?
What's the truth? What do you know that I don't? Are you there? Like, what are we talking
about? But Flores, you're dodging the truth.
Man, just say anything, and this is it. This is Twitter, people. This is Twitter in a nutshell. Like, tweets, like, people will say stuff like this. Like, too many people tweet like that. ITKs, and they're sat down. We don't know what Ten Hag wants. It gets reported. We don't know what he wants. We don't know what the profile of player he wants. We don't know who he wants to keep. We don't know these things. Because I don't think Ten Hag knows all of these things yet.
Wait, just quickly, so like United's team is better than Chelsea's team right now. They lost many players to a free transfer. Maybe, but then at the same time, Thomas Tuchel's had a full preseason with that team already.
Yeah,
he's been there. He's seen the players for a longer period of time. He's implementing the style of play. You can't say the same thing about Ten Hag. He's not even had a training session.
This is my point, yo.
Like we don't even know nothing about how Ten Hag sets up United. It might be a 4 at the back. It might be a 3 at the back. You don't know.
It might be a 4-2-3-1. It might be a 4-3-3. It might be a 3-4-3. It might be a 3-5-2. We don't know. And this is my point: is there's so many questions that we will get the answers to in the next couple months.
Yeah, let's see, man. Like,
by the end of August, September, we'll know. We'll have an idea. We'll have some tangible evidence and not feelings. This is my thing. I say this all the time. People always doing this emotions and feelings over facts. We don't know yet. It's okay to say, I don't know. This is why you don't hear me talk on certain things. Because I tell you straight, this is what I think, but I don't know this for sure. I don't know what Ten Hag wants. And guess what? None of us know. We can all guess and assess and be like, he wants Timber, he wants Anthony, he wants De Jong. Yeah, because they're former players of his. That's easy to say. But, yeah. And even, it's not even being positive. It's just like, I'm just like, okay, let me see. Like, man are writing off the film and they've watched the first 20 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Man have told me the series is terrible, and it's 7 seasons and they've watched 2 episodes of the first season and told me it's awful. I give it a chance. People have said that, ironically, about Breaking Bad, which I think is the best series, is the best drama I've ever seen in my entire life.
The Wire got something to say about that, but you're not the first person.
The Wire,
to say it.
nah. The Wire got too many. It's got. You know what the problem is with the Wire? Nah. You know what the problem is with the Wire? Nah. Eddie, I know. Yeah, I'm saying they're your guys. I love the Wire. You know what it is? Too many weak seasons, fam.
Do it.
Like season 1, season 2, fire. The school season, cold. The other seasons weren't it. That's what it is. I love the Wire.
You not fucking with the Port?
That was second season, yeah. That was second season. Yeah. Season 1, season 2, the school season. I think were the 3 best seasons. I think they're the 3 best. But my point is, Breaking Bad doesn't have a weak season. It has 1 bad episode in the entire thing.
Nah, it just got weak ass Jesse.
Hey, allow Jesse, man.
Jesse a whole bitch. Don't get me started on him, bro.
You acting like there ain't bitches in the Wire, fam. Come on now.
Hey, listen, not like Jesse. Not like Jesse.
Hey, bitches make the world go around, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not like Jesse Pinkman.
Allow Jesse Pinkman, man. Man seen his woman, spoiler alert, innit? Man seen his woman die. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, no.
I wonder what he was doing. I wonder what he could have done about that, huh? I wonder what he could have done about that, but we do.
I'm not talking bad about The Wire. The Wire is right up there. It's top 3, but it's not better than Breaking Bad. It's not. The Wire is cold, though, but it's not better than Breaking Bad. Like, this is not what we're doing. It's not. Yeah. Of course I've watched Better Call Saul. Of course, man. Of course I've watched Big Up Ronin as well. Yeah, man. I've watched the spin-off. Of course.
Thank you, blogger.
Yeah, I would never talk bad. Don't do that.
But okay. I can't even. I don't know if I can say. I'm gonna say. I don't even know if I can say your last name right.
Just say Ian in it. Just call man Ian in it. You ain't saying allow my guy Jesse. Go on.
You don't think you could move like that?
What?
You don't think he could move like that? Like this is what Baines is speaking on.
Talk about Angel. All right, get to it.
This is what Baines is speaking on when he talks about transfers don't happen just over a day. They're a byproduct of continuous conversation. I'm sure there have been informal discussions between United and Barcelona, formal discussions, and to be honest, I feel like the discussions that we don't hear about are the ones that actually end up making the deal happen. Just because you get secondhand information doesn't mean that information came out that day. They might have held on to it for a couple days. So yeah, and like we've said, everybody knows what Ten Hag's expectations are. I need these players before preseason. Preseason starts in 2 weeks. People, in the world of football, 2 weeks is a mighty long time. You've seen entire seasons change throughout the course of 2 weeks. Just give it time, man. And then here's the thing. In 2 weeks, if it doesn't happen, you gave it time and you got your answer confirmed.
Yeah. He also says preseason starts in 2 weeks. You think we will have 3 new signings? We're already off to a bad start, but now I'm a Twitter person. All right. You don't listen. This is my point. You don't listen to what I'm saying. And this is why you come back with incorrect information and incorrect comments. So let me just shut this down real quick. 1, I never called you a Twitter person. I said you acting like one of them because this is the same conversations you have. 2, where did I say Manchester United will have 3 new signings? I've never said that. I've never put a number on the amount of signings we will have. But again, you listen, you are interpreting it how you want to interpret it rather than actual listen to what I'm saying. You don't want to have the conversation. This is why this is like the 4th comment you've said to me, and there's been misinformation in this. Like the patience thing. Now it's you think we'll have 3 new signings. Where did I say 3 new signings? I've never said that. Do we need more? Yes. Are we off to a bad start? Absolutely, I agree. But just because we're off to a bad start don't mean you can't change it around. So it's all doom and gloom when you're in it. But then again, you're the same guy who was back in Ollie. So, here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here we are. Like, yeah, man. People just love to complain, man. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this is a prime example of it. This is a prime example of it, of just misinformation. And I'm not saying we will have 3 new signings. I don't know. This is what I keep saying. And it's okay to say I don't know. Because you don't know. We could have 1 new signing. We could have 0. We could have 2. We could have 3. We could have 4. Who knows? Add into that, youth players are going to be promoted into this as well. Who knows if Ten Hag's targets are available? Say Ten Hag's targets are available, then what? And he's like, I don't want my B and C options. I don't want my number 2 and 3 options. I want my number 1 options. All these things are question marks. But again, and it doesn't change, and I reiterate this again, it don't change the season. It don't change my expectations on the season in regards to signings. Because it's an uphill battle regardless. And I believe our ceiling stays the same. There's no players that can land in this team and change it around in one season. Now, 2-3 seasons down the line, different conversation. But yeah, it is what it is. Murtaza says, I just got in. Have we talked to De Jong yet? Not too much to really say because there's been no updates.
We made an offer according to Jair Romero.
What, another one?
Yeah, he said 70 million euros plus bonuses.
Okay. So we're doing. So it looks like we're doing business then, yeah.
It depends if this gets.
But it's official. We've made a bid for him.
Jair Romero is very reliable for Barca.
Okay, but so we made a bid for a player that Ten Hag wants, but we're not backing him.
Is an interesting one.
Eddie. You're mute from
because I think 70 million euros works out to 60 million pound in it. And the initial report was Barcelona wanted 72 million pound up front. But then Jamie Jackson also reported United are confident Barcelona will lower De Jong's price.
Yeah, Fabrizio just said that they offered 70 plus add-ons.
So he's made a bid for a player then.
Yeah.
Ten Hag's worked with him once, but he's not being backed. And we're not trying to sign players. And did we we have formal interest in Eriksen, correct?
David Ornstein said we made an offer.
So we make 2 offers for 2 midfielders.
It's calm, innit? We ain't backing him.
Yeah, we're not backing him now, innit? And nothing's going on and it's all terrible. We've made 2 offers for 2 midfielders who improve us.
And to this Maguire situation, people, they invested $80 million and they're bankers. They're not in the business of not getting anything back on that investment. And you can't sell him now because of what he's put on tape. Maybe Ten Hag makes him seem somewhat decent. Then you sell him. But if you sell Maguire right now, Bailly went for 10 to 12. Maguire's probably 20 million at most right now. At most. That's not gonna happen anytime soon, people. So people wanting them FIFA transfer type speed up joints. Sorry.
It don't work like that. Just said it already, but Spurs have been talking to Brighton since January. Like these things, but again, City are in for Cucurella and Calvin Phillips. Those deals they've been talking because someone mentioned that a few days ago. So now they've been talking 4 or 5 days, and that deal's not been done yet.
No, we've heard Cucurella and Calvin Phillips for 2 weeks now.
Oh, is it 2 weeks? See, so you better know than me. So that's 2. So that's 14 days. But God forbid we take, you know what I'm saying, longer than 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Burn it all to the ground.
And they've had the manager for longer, so they would have known his targets as well.
From time back. You know what I'm saying? Big up to all of you lot locked in right now. There's over 40 of you lot in there. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Statman Baines' YouTube. And also subscribe here to Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell. Don't forget to follow the Twitch as well. Big up Flawless Eddie and Statman. Is anyone from Media FC jumping on? There's no Manchester United content creators that have Media FC over here. You know what I'm saying? We leave that to Ryan and Timo, innit? Statman's 2 boys and that. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking hilarious.
Statman's 2 duns, yo. Statman, you're not going to back your guys. Yeah. He knows their media. No comment. See, that tells you all you need.
I just saw Ryan getting cooked today on Twitter.
It was hilarious. What did he get cooked for?
I think he called Ben Chilwell overrated and said Shane McCaskey's top 5 left backs in the league or something.
You should have stayed off Twitter, man. You should have stayed off Twitter. Big up to Ronan. I wanted to get to this actually, Ronan. Concerning that Ten Hag has named Maguire and Varane as his preferred centre-back pair, Jamie Jackson and Timbers not coming. Yes, it would do. To me, it would be a concern because I'm not a fan of Maguire. However, I already know and I've already assessed. I've already gone through it in my head and gone, Ten Hag is going to play players I don't rate this season. So
you can't be 10 now out because of that.
And I'm not going to be like, so I'm not looking at him and being, this is awful, this is terrible. However, I look at how judge Ten Hag more harshly next season once he's had a season of these players. That's when you have to start moving more militant and be like, all right, you're not good enough, you gotta go. Let's get new players in. But I'd prefer to see Varane next to probably nobody, to be honest. Just play a broomstick next to him. Like, it's that bad. I'm not a fan of our centre backs. I've spoken on Lindelof many a times. I think he gets away with murder. Maguire's not good enough. Bailly's injury prone. Axel won't be here. Phil Jones is Phil Jones. I'd rather see a youngster next to Varane at this point.
No, but the thing is here, like, I've always said this, whatever people think about a centre backs under a better defensive structure, they look better.
That's true.
And I've been adamant about this. And say what you want about Maguire. We saw the worst possible version of Maguire last season. And there's still, let's be honest, whether people like it or not, there's still some qualities Maguire does have that Ten Hag will like. Maguire carries the ball very well out from the back line on his day when he was performing to a decent level. You don't turn a bad player overnight, kind of thing.
No, you don't turn a bad player. Like I said, that's just me, and I'll admit it.
The next problem is here.
Go on.
Once Maguire does have a couple bad games in a row, which obviously most players do, is then Ten Hag going to drop him? Because that's what I've criticized with Ralf, because I didn't think Ralf done that. And I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer done that either. Is Ten Hag going to be different in that aspect? Say if he does stay captain, how much importance is he going to give on the captaincy armband? Like, just because you're captain doesn't mean you play week in, week out kind of thing. So let's see. And then the Timber not coming. Like I said this here. If I'm a player, you got a World Cup in December. There's no opportunity for the next 3-4 months to get this move wrong. You will come into a club where you don't know if you're going to settle in perfectly. You start for Ajax right now, you're in the starting 11 for Holland if things stay like they are right now. If I'm a player, I would have doubts to come into United. I would want to play in the World Cup. It's not like the World Cup's at the end of the season where even if you join United, you might have a bad run or you might not play. You can maybe ask for a loan in January and then earn your place back in the squad. You don't have the opportunity. And you need to remember, Louis van Gaal's the manager. Louis van Gaal took out Wijnaldum from the squad because he don't play. And Wijnaldum, look how much he paid for Holland before. Louis van Gaal is very, very strict in that bit. So let's see.
No, people got it fucked up. Van Gaal he really doesn't play games when it comes to what he says. If he says you must play and you do not, you will not make it. Period. Like, he's not going to put, and I think the other thing is Ajax have to be somewhat smart. You just lost your manager. What sense does it make you losing a large portion of your talent in one transfer window? Right? You still want to be somewhat competitive. So I could see maybe Timber doesn't come this time around, but next time around, when again, this is I have a great feeling that this will be some players' last opportunity in the uniform and to make something of themselves. I think once certain players get embarrassed again, people will have no other choice but to leave. So I don't see why, again, people would be so hung up on certain players still playing when we always knew that was going to be the reality. We're not the type of club that would sell 10 players in one transfer window. I don't even who was the last club to do that?
To actually sell? I don't know, because you'd have to, if a club that's done that is probably letting a few of them players go on a free.
On a free, right? But 10?
You get players go on a free, but actually to sell 10 players for a transfer.
I can't remember how many Palace got rid of last year.
Yeah, but I swear a lot of them a lot of them were on free transfers and contracts.
A lot of them were on free, and they don't fit the profile of players that we're looking for. Like, I feel like a lot of them were just fill the roster out, types of not real difference makers, but they had to have something there in order to establish their level of change. But we're talking about top flight footballers. That's all we go after for United. So to see that happen, no, I can't remember the last time I saw that happen.
And that's legit. Like, how I'm looking at it, obviously I have to go sort something out. That's why I missed what you man said. But I've already, like I said, Eddie, I agree with you in terms of there's going to be players I know that are going to play that I'm not fans of. I already know this. we're going to see a Maguire, a Lindelof, a Shaw, a McTominay, a Bruno, a Rashford. You know what I'm saying? A Ronaldo week in, week out. Chances are, look how many players I just named. Chances are the majority of them are probably going to start. Where I will take issue is if them players are performing poorly, does Ten Hag drop them or try and change the system to try and defend these players? Don't just leave them out there drowning. So if Maguire's playing poorly, drop him or switch to a back three or put 2 6s in there or do something or play him right-sided centre-back rather than left-sided centre-back. I want to see solutions to problems. Don't be like our fan base where it's problems for every solution. Hit me with some solution-based stuff. What's the solution to getting the best out of an average player? So if he's a 5 out of 10 player, get 6 out of 10s out of it. That's how I'm looking at it. Go on, fam.
Another thing I wanted to say, what was it? You know, if the World Cup was in June, July, as normal, Timber will probably be signed.
Yeah, go on.
You know, centre backs here. I think Timber might have turned 21 today, innit?
Mm-hmm.
I think only Mark Guay is the same age or really, really young to be starting week in, week out as a centre back in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many other centre backs from memory. I think Mark Guay is the only one.
Mm-hmm.
So you can understand Timber's doubts.
Of course you have doubts. Why would you not have doubts?
Exactly.
Landing at Manchester United. Like it's well known from the outside. So you think in the footballing world, people don't know it's a shithole. From the outside looking in, we know as fans how bad it is. So imagine the stuff we don't see.
And players talking to each other.
Of course players talk.
Like Memphis Depay probably spoke to Timber. Blaine spoke to Timber about being at United.
Yeah.
Like literally, I keep saying this. Which player has progressed his career from coming to United?
Yeah.
Properly.
And that adds to it, yeah.
Over the last 9 years.
Yeah, because you want to progress. You don't want to regress.
100%.
It's a place where talent is just
I can't think of a player.
You spitting from.
So, this is what I said about De Jong as well. Why would De Jong not have doubts about coming to United? If a player's openly and willingly wanting to come to United, I wouldn't sign him. Because I would think there's something wrong in your head. Like, any player should have doubts coming to this club.
Yeah. It's been. And Andre, don't worry about it, man. Just don't get past. Don't let your emotions cloud your logic. But I hear you. Shino says, "Who's leaving Manchester United? Pick a player." There's like 5 or 6, 7, 8 players all leaving them free.
Wan-Bissaka leaving alone.
Yeah, like there's so many players.
Oh, this is another thing.
I was gonna go Henderson. Go on.
I've seen people complain about these players leaving on loans and not like full-time moves in it. I said this. You do realize these are on stupid wages. Yeah. What club in their right mind is paying over Wan-Bissaka or Dean Henderson over £100,000 a week? No one.
You're spitting from.
This is why these players will leave loans.
He said the reason why United struggle to move on players is because of the high wages. So a Dean Henderson and Wan-Bissaka, for example.
Even Martial. Martial's on what?
Martial.
Who's paying 250 after Martial's season and his injury record?
Yeah. You spitting, fam. Spitting Bainesy. Bainesy on smoke today. Whatever you ate today, you need to eat every stream, fam.
I said this, man. I'm just tired.
Nah, you spit. Well, you need to be tired more often. You spitting, man.
Nah, man.
Normally we don't agree on this much.
Sometimes.
Hey, we you know what? We on the same bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? Not that mental madness stuff.
No, but even yesterday when I was watching a Red Talk, I felt like a punch in the screen, man. You don't annoy me.
Why do I always get grouped in? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Because I was there.
You know what they say?
Go on,
if you're there and you don't say anything, you're part of the problem, innit? What's that say?
No, I've said that to you. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. But you heard me.
Yeah, there you go. You're part of the problem.
I've said it to you, fam. Yeah, genius. But you heard me say shit. You heard me say for patience. Everything I said on here, I said on there. You heard me say, yeah, but you missed out at that point because you were doing it under. You were too mad, blinded by your passion. I'm saying, blinded by emotions. See, people, this is what I'm talking. So I have to deal with. I'm saying, United said me, but I can think logically. But go on.
Someone said Baines is sick of success. Listen, we signed 5 players straight away, which Ten Hag might not want. What's the point? This is why I keep teaching and keep saying patience is key. What? Patience is very, very key.
Yeah.
People just need to relax.
But the fact you don't understand is social media where you can respond instantly. People want instant success. People want Ten Hag to land, United to sign 10 players, and for us to challenge and win the Premier League.
Like
That's
the
what
only
people want.
manager that I can think of instant success straight away is Antonio Conte.
And play great football on top
And
of
it
it.
depends on what you consider success. That man, like
No, like Premier League title, because that's how these
oh
lot
well, yeah. No,
see
It's like
everything.
nobody. Here's the thing: is
I thought you were
nobody
talking about this year.
nobody outside of Liverpool or City is winning the league next season.
I think nobody outside the City is winning the league.
Nobody is like
year.
it's City,
Yeah,
but if City are definitely the strong favorites. But what I'm saying is, if it's not City, it's Liverpool. It's between those two. There's a reason that since when's the last time one of those didn't win the league title? Was it 2015?
That was Chelsea, innit? Conte.
Yeah, Conte. So it's 2015. So we're now in 2022 going into 2023. It just accepts it's their era. This is their time. Now, will it last forever? No. Does it feel like forever? Yes, because it's City and Liverpool. But the fact that since 2015 it's been one of those two that wins the league, it doesn't matter. It's all about we got other obstacles to overcome. We got to become a top 4 side again.
Forget that. You know we were closer to the relegation zone than we were to top last season.
Was we? I didn't know this.
Yeah, we were 35 points away from City, you know.
Oh, you mean top of the league? I thought you meant top 4.
No, like top of the league.
Oh, seen.
This
Oh,
is
2017.
like,
Big up Surfer, man. Proper Chelsea in the building.
You can't just expect instant success.
Yeah. Well, that's what
no team in world football's turning over 35 points in the season.
Yeah, but people think
it happens in 2. That's incredible.
No, it happens on FIFA. That's what it is. Because people do it on FIFA and Football Manager.
I'll go from ultimate to beginner and win.
Yeah.
If I wanted to like close the gap or something.
But that's what people think it is. Like again, we're trying to solidify ourselves to be a top 4 side again, people. Never mind challenging for the Premier League. We are not one of the 4 best teams in the country right now. We are not. You could argue we're not top 5. It can be argued. If you really want to argue it, you could argue we're not top 6. And people are talking about top of the league. Let's become top 4 again. Let's solidify our Champions League spot and then build from there. That's what we have to do.
Listen, we finished 9 points away from Newcastle last year. Newcastle, Eddie Howe, he's gonna have a preseason. We know about the owners now and stuff. West Ham, let's see what West Ham do. Because I'm pretty sure they're signing that Aguad guy, the French centre back. So that's going to be a signing for them. Leicester had a bad year last year.
Yeah, Leicester had a terrible year.
Otherwise, Leicester are normally around that 5th to 6th mark, innit? The previous season. Let's see how they do. Brighton, listen, who knows the Graham Potter? Let's see how he rebuilds. Wolves, Bruno Lage. He looked very good last season for his first year.
Bainesy, let me ask you as well. Moving on. Fixture list. What do you think of it? Let's talk about the opening games. Like, let's say the opening 5-6 games. Talk to us.
Fixture list.
Yeah.
I think we're facing all the top 6 in our first 13 games. I think.
Yeah, because I think it's our October that is absolutely horrific in terms of fixtures. I think it's October. Let me check.
Listen, patience is key. Patience is key.
I'm just saying we have it's just horrific in terms of the fixture running. Like we have, I'm looking here. Yeah, is it October? Yeah, it's October. So we play City at home, Everton away, Newcastle at home, Spurs at home, Chelsea away, West Ham at home. That's a tough month. That's a tough month.
No, even the first month of the season, Brighton's not an easy game. They're probably going to lose a couple of people, but I still expect a victory. Brentford away.
Tough.
We saw, even though we won last year 3-1 against them, it was a tough game, innit?
Yeah, facts.
I still expect a victory there.
Home at Liverpool, that's very, very tough.
Liverpool?
Very, very tough.
Listen, we're probably going to lose, innit? But
I think the only benefit to that is it's early.
Yeah.
They might not be up and running at the enemy. Like they might legit not be up and running.
Anyhow, we get a positive result. What does that do for the club? What does that do for the players? Because you know Old Trafford is going to be buzzing. Because no one expects us to get anything from that game.
I think the place will be rocking.
Yeah.
I think the place will be rocking, and if we do manage to put in a performance and get a result, that will help.
We lost 9-0 in aggregate to Liverpool last year. Yeah. Even if we lose and play half decent and we're competing, fans will be happy in my eyes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Southampton, I expect the victory. And Leicester's a tough game in it because you don't know what Leicester.
It's 3 days. That's 3 days apart as well.
Yeah.
Southampton away, Leicester away. That's tough.
Leicester, it's difficult to tell how Leicester are going to be in it. Like I think it's going to be a draw, that game.
Yeah.
If we win, obviously it's a bonus because last season when we played them away, we lost 4-2. I think it was, isn't it?
I was trying to forget them things, fam. I'm not gonna lie.
And then even like when we played them in the FA Cup the year before, there we lost 3-1. So
I was trying to forget. And then we play Arsenal. Easy derby, easy 3 points. We got that.
Arsenal Old Trafford. I think we beat them.
Yeah, I think we beat them.
And then we got Palace after that. That's a tough game as well.
Is it Palace? Yeah, it's Palace away.
Yeah,
Palace away.
And then we got Leeds, which obviously you expect the victory. But you never know. Leeds, Jesse March, obviously is a derby.
Yeah, it's different. It's not Bielsa's Leeds. And then we have that tough run in October. Geez, like Ten Hag's been thrown into the gauntlet, man.
Then we got City after that. And you need to know, we still haven't got our Europa League fixtures into this run.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm pretty sure we're basically going to be playing 2 games a week.
We can't be really selling all these players because even if they're shit, we're going to need them to make it through the Europa League games.
We need bodies. Yeah.
We need bodies.
That's one thing I was thinking. As much as I don't rate these players, they're Europa League standard.
Yeah,
they're good enough for the Europa League.
Let them cook.
I believe the likes of Lindelof, Bruno, even Rashford, I think they'll not thrive, but I think they're good enough to navigate the early stages of the Europa League.
Ronaldo in Moldova, play in a Europa League game.
Ronaldo will absolutely body the Europa League in terms of goals if he plays.
He shouldn't, bro. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't, because it didn't leave my mind that his form returned when we gave him a couple days off.
Yeah.
He started out well at the beginning of the season. We ran him into the ground. Then he took a couple days, got himself right, and we saw he didn't want to listen to Ralf, but Ralf helped him out.
Yeah, Colzilla. What a chip for the Clippers, eh? You know what I'm saying?
What is he saying?
He's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Being just classless.
Yeah, and again, respect European heritage, man.
Yeah, facts, man. I'm saying.
Trying to be the only club to win every European competition. That's what we try.
Facts, and we've done that. You know what I'm saying, what a successful pass for Kante in the Bernabeu. But yeah, we move. You like that one, Bainesy, innit? Let's go.
That was good.
You know what I'm saying? That was good. There we go. Not too bad.
Listen, this guy.
No. James, again, playing Ronaldo in the Europa League is stupidity. He's got to play Premier League only. What does Ten Hag want?
Yeah.
What does Ten Hag want to do? Is Ronaldo his first choice? Is Ronaldo his second choice?
No, but realistically, Martial's good enough for the Europa League. Yeah, as much as I criticize Martial.
Yeah, Martial is.
No, he's definitely. That's his thing.
Even Rashford in the Europa League, man, for the early round.
As bad as he is, yeah, I think Maguire will do all right in the Europa League. As bad as I think he is. The likes of Luke Shaw. Dean Henderson, he does stay.
And that's not a shot. That's not a bad time to kind of see a couple youngsters.
I agree.
Listen, you could lose a game in the Europa League and you can still go through.
Yeah.
What you probably need maximum 10 points.
Yeah, it's like 25 group games will be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's the longest competition known to man. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
so we're seeing it.
That's why it's called Europa League and not the Europa Cup. You know what I'm saying? It's outrageous. Yeah, big up, cuz, man. Big up. But what I'm saying is it's all on Ten Hag. We don't know who is. United could sign a striker. And then he's the number one. And then it's Martial and Ronaldo backing him up. And I believe Ronaldo or Martial will be fine. I'm not saying that happens. I'm saying it's a possibility. I'm not ruling out the possibility of Manchester United signing a striker. Again, I like the youngsters, the Europa League. This is why it was very important we finished in the European spots. When people were like, I want to finish 8th, I'm like, you want to finish 8th what? To try and finish 4th in the Premier League? No. Give Ten Hag game time to also get his system across. Get his instructions across, get his style across, not just to the youngsters, to all the teams. Let's utilize, we're away in Estonia and away in Moldova and Romania and all these places in Eastern Europe. Why not? Why not? But yeah, Calvin, I don't know. Because again, I don't know with these things. Like reports are saying, yeah, United ain't going to sign a striker, Ronaldo going to stay. But the Martial, that's up in the air. Because if Martial leaves, we will sign a striker.
I think he has pre-season to embrace it.
Yeah, but does he want to stay? Does Ten Hag want him?
Pre-season to embrace it. Like I said, even the right back, for example, say Wan-Bissaka leaves, you got Ethan Laird. Like obviously, the only problem I have with Ethan Laird is injury record and stuff, but he's not a bad fullback. If you can impress Ten Hag during pre-season, we've seen Ten Hag's record with the youth. Why not? Yeah. As backup to Dalot or even competing with Dalot.
We got any left backs apart from Fernandes? Was it just him?
That I think are good enough now.
No, not good enough. Just in general. Is there any?
Oh yeah, there's other left backs in the academy, like Sam Murray, for example.
Yeah, bring them.
But Alvaro Fernandez is probably the closest left back to the first team, and I think he will be on tour.
Good, at least as long as he's not sure.
No, you never know. We might Shaw might somehow perform. Maguire might somehow perform. You never know. Like Rashford might somehow become a 30-goal a season striker winger.
I won't say 30 goals, but I get your point.
A bit unrealistic.
Yes, I'd be optimistic. But yeah, 15. Yeah. I get your overall point. They ain't spitting today and that. Maybe it's being on Man United and not Stat Facts and Vibes. Maybe.
Nah, man. People just don't listen.
Maybe it's the calming influence of Eddie, man. That's what it is, isn't it?
No, people don't listen.
Man.
And then the reports back me up and I still don't get my apologies.
Why? Who do you want apologies? Right, who do you want apologies from? Because you messaged me. This is what happened, people. Literally before the show, Bainesy sent me something that was like, I want my apologies, and it was about the Murtaugh thing. So who do you want your apologies from?
The footballing community.
Oh my god.
This guy Karen, you know. This guy Karen.
The footballing community.
He is a Karen, yo.
No, because I swear to God, man, the amount of times I've been getting cooked over the last couple of weeks for spitting what that Jonathan Schrager guy said, and how everyone's it.
You see, you, Ryan, and Timo, yeah, you man also from different clubs, and you man are just variants of each other. Because you man just spend your time on the grill, man. No, he's the better. He's the better version, though. He's like the better. He's the Super Saiyan version of the group, innit? He's the one guy in the group. You can go solo. Them over two, it's over for.
Nah. Because even even the centre back thing, for example, yeah. People would disagree with me in the Red Talk group chat, but I was right.
An apology, man. You know what I'm saying? Surfer says, here's your apology, up yours.
Shut up, Surfer.
Matthew says, acknowledge Roman Baines and that.
Oh, you know Randy Orton's injured.
I did see this. It popped up on my timeline. Yeah, he's injured. He'll be all right, man.
Vince McMahon's coming on SmackDown today as well.
Yeah, because of the allegations that we're not going to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, there's allegations?
Where have you been under a rock?
How
have you not seen the Vince McMahon allegations? Yo,
you didn't see the
Vince
new
McMahon
news,
on the show. You didn't see the what?
You didn't see the new news?
Nah, is there new news? What's the new news?
He's stepping down.
Brandon's stepping down.
Oh, yeah, he's stepping down. Yeah, because I seen Stephanie McMahon put out a tweet saying she's taking over temporary charge.
I thought he's stepping down because the guy's old.
Nah, man, it's allegations. Nah, he's too old. He's too old to be doing them things.
Misconduct inquiry.
What I'm saying. He'd be wilding, fam. Look at Bainesy's face.
Nah, I'm reading it now.
Yeah. But you know what? When I think about it, like when I think back to me watching wrestling as a kid, like during the Attitude Era and that, should have known something was off. Because that's some of the shit they let go in wrestling was wild. That shit was crazy, yo. Power bombing old ladies through tables.
You know.
That shit was wild, yo. For those that don't know, the Attitude Era was wild, man. The man was legit power bombing, like had an old lady give birth to a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy. It's crazy. It's mad. It's all mad. And Unja, I never called. Here's the go. No, I never called you a Twitter fuck. I never said that. I said you are talking like one of them. If you're on Twitter, see what you said to me, and then go see if that matches up what gets said on Twitter. They talk like you. So you not maybe. I'm not saying you're a Twitter guy. I'm saying that's what people talk like on Twitter. People complain and say they hasn't been backed with no facts whatsoever. When we've made 2 bids, but we've made bids for 2 different players now. So I don't understand the whole he's not been backed. Like, nah, this is one of them.
That James Ducker said United 20 million euros apart from Barcelona's valuation. If according to Gerard Romero, we made a bid of 70 million euros, we're not 20 million euros away. The max is 15.
Yeah.
And that's 10 million pounds. And obviously United are putting add-ons and stuff in it, so we don't know.
And it's going to blog. That word was just used by one Twitter account, and then people took it as gospel of them running bans. That's never getting used. Never in a negotiation are they trying to seduce a man. That makes no sense. Yeah, seducing. It never makes no sense. They just came up with a new word.
What do you not think John Mental's doing there?
He's definitely not seducing,
he got
man.
The risque music on.
If he's seducing, man, like
out.
Yeah, like he's Val Venus and that. Like he's the big Val Bolsky or some shit like that. Like, what is going on? Like, what is he the Godfather? You know what I'm saying? I want to say the Godfather. I'm talking about the wrestling Godfather people. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna come down with some holes or some shit like seduce? Like, no, we're not seducing. Like, it's just a word they threw out there, and it's funny. That's it. It's funny that gets linked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, man. May Young. But yeah, man, like that's legit. What's it called? And yeah, to answer your question, Ian, I don't care if he does or he doesn't. I don't want him anywhere near the team, and I don't think he plays number 11. Forgot what I was even gonna say.
You sure about that, bro?
This team won't do that. You know why?
The club will never.
PR. We know what this club's like. They're all about trying to protect their image. I don't even think they'll do it for moral and righteous reasons like that.
Yeah, it'll be for financial reasons, kind of thing, isn't it?
Will he?
They just wouldn't want that. Nah, man.
Because here's the thing. And people.
See,
this is where I always get hung up.
The mental train. Go on,
This
Eddie.
is where I always get hung up.
See,
you spelled his name wrong, though.
See, I don't.
Come on,
I
Seth,
don't
put respect on the
believe.
man's name, man. Go on, Eddie.
I don't believe that the current way the system works, that it gets the results that are accurate. That's just a principle. Like, that's just what I mean. I believe foundational. And so for me to sit here and be like, yeah, they're gonna get this one right, I highly doubt. For the simple fact that I always operate on the assumption that it's one thing to actually do it, it's another thing to be guilty of it. Right? Like, being found guilty and actually doing the crime are like two different things. You can do the crime and not be found guilty.
Absolutely.
So that's my thing with regards to him. And then also, I don't know why people think that, a lot of us in society have the appropriate distaste for DV. Because if he comes back and he scores a goal, and if he ends up scoring goals for somebody else, they will say some foul shit about him not being on our squad, and why did we give up on him? Woo woo woo, brother. It's just ugly out there. So I could see it. Unfortunately, I could see him still playing. I could see us having to initiate a transfer fee. All kinds of shit. I could see us, if he won, we probably gonna have to pay him back some of his money too.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. To answer your question, James.
Private chat.
Oh yeah. Seeing that. No stress, man. Yo, man, let him know where you're off to in that, fam, because we're gonna close out the show anyway, baby.
Got a show with Saeed now on this channel.
This is hilarious based off what we've just been talking about.
Man, Mental Madness, go rep your guy, man.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm
gonna have to bring you a Man United more often. I don't know if you just talk like nonsense on stats, facts, and vibes just to try and annoy me. Because you just come on here and I agreed with like 90% of what you said. Normally it's like 70. But like,
we'll see what happens.
You know what it was? He was actually logical and not emotional. There was no emotion. It was all very, very logical. Apart from the part where he said, I didn't get me, I wasn't too bad. So thank you for that compliment. Appreciate it.
I listen, calm, I'm gone. All
right. Baines, every time, yeah? Catch up with you.
Shout out, man. Shout out
my guy Baines, man, every single time. But yeah, man, like I said, people, the reason why I'm just talking patience is because it's new. You know what I'm saying? I'm not writing off the film. The film's 2.5 hours and I've seen 20 minutes. Let me watch the film. Let me at least get 2 hours into the film and go, you know what, maybe this ain't it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I use Breaking Bad as an example. It's a slow burner. When I started watching it, I was like, all right. But then when you watch it and then you get further, like, because the thing is with Breaking Bad that's so great is once it goes up, it does not come down. Like, once it turns up, the heat don't turn down. Like, and it makes sense because they want you invested in characters, and Power does that. Like, Power's like that. That's why when I see people complaining about season 1 of Raising Kanan or Force or Ghost, it's because number 2, 3, or 4, simply because they want you to have emotional attachments to the character. So I'm saying all that to say this: give it a season. I'm saying in that, like, give it. And when I say a season, I'm talking about at least 2-3 months, and then we'll see what's what. My calmness always annoys people. You know what I'm saying? Me being calm annoys people all the time. That's something that's been in my life for the longest. Why are you so cool, calm, and collected? Why are you so chilled out? Someone said it to me the other day, actually. Literally last week. I got into it. Someone said it to me last week. Why are you just so relaxed? Why are you just cool with whatever's going on? So I'm supposed to be mad. I legit had to tell you off air. I legit had this conversation. Nowhere.
Nah, I get into that shit all the time. I get into that shit all the time.
This is why me and you get on, because it's like, what? There's nothing. Like me and Eddie do Mandem United. There's no, and we know it's on a Thursday. There's never any rush or any issue. Like we know it's going to happen, and if it don't happen on Thursday, we'll do it Friday, and if not, next week. So yes, I am concerned, but I'm letting it play out. I've already said, Unja, again, you need to pay attention more to what I'm saying. I said at the very beginning, would I prefer Manchester United to have made a couple signings already? Absolutely. But I know how these things work. We are not operating at that level yet. These are the same people who have done bad deal after bad deal after bad deal. So now what Bainesy said is 110% correct in terms of people know when they're negotiating with Manchester United. So whether that's clubs, whether that's players, whether that's agents, are going to try and milk us. Pause. Well, that's what they're trying to do. I'm saying. They're trying to...
You see how you brother kept straight, and I'm looking up on Instagram right now. I had to cleanse myself with what you just said.
Like, that's what it is, though. They trying to get us for the bag.
Oh,
they see United, and they're like, all right, let's double this transfer fee, let's double this agent fee, let's double the wages.
Off top.
I'm saying, like, that's legit what it is. So they're looking at it, so like they're like, all right, cool. So we have to try and get away from being the bad negotiators and get our rep back up. Like I said before, man, the best scenario is we was that hole, and now we don't want to be a hole no more. And then the next man's come and been like, rah, well, you ain't a hole no more. Yeah, and he's looking at you like, oh, I know who you are. Like, don't try and get straight with me. I know you. I know the stories. You know I know. You know I know. And yeah, James, I have no idea how it works either. I have no idea how all that works. Not a clue when it comes to law. Not a clue. Yeah. Ronan, and you're right about Better Call Saul. Yeah. It's about character development. But again, that's something that's lost on many people. I respect it. I respect it highly because it's a very tough thing to do. To have successful spin-offs of a show, you must be invested in characters. Legit. That's what it is. And that's what The Wire does. I'm saying that's why people still quote characters from that and quote certain things and love your Avon Barksdales and Stringer Bells. You know what I'm saying? And etc. etc. I'm saying. Yeah, who knows, Surfer, it's not working anyway. Between seducing and milking, what type of negotiations are not good enough? You know what I'm saying? And that we ain't doing shit. So it is. Well, maybe you lot need to get on that because you're not inside no one either. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the same boat as us. At least we're trying to think. I'm saying. At least we're trying to think. So that's funny though, seducing. All right, we're gonna close out the show anyway, people. Because we're gonna run pro clubs in 25 minutes, people. So 7:30 p.m. We're gonna run pro clubs right here. But yo, Eddie, anything you want to add before we close out the stream?
Nah, man. I always appreciate the tap in with my guy. Make sure y'all go on that Twitch and watch the men them do their thing.
Nah, I say it's on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube.
Oh, on the YouTube now. Yeah, okay, say less. There you go. So stick right around, bro. They're gonna be coming back up here. We got to get back into that GTA foolishness.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get back on that at some point. Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, man. Boston fucking lost, everybody. Be happy. I'm happy. You see me. I seen all the tears this morning, dog. I was loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Type shit, you dig?
So Eddie is, so yeah, like I said, 7:30 p.m. We'll be here on the YouTube for the Pro Clubs people, 7:30 p.m. Surfer, who's in the chat, will be there. Monts, Tux, plus more will be in the building. And then I will run a fan calling show, people. Fan calling show on the Twitch tonight, midnight UK time. Midnight UK time. It might be slightly earlier, but just keep a lookout. But I'm looking at midnight UK time on the Twitch. So for everyone who's got a lot to say in the chat, this is your chance to call in and have your say. Yeah. So you can ask me questions, question me on something I've said, or you can just want to get something off your chest in regards to another sport. You don't even have to be football. It might be basketball related. It could be boxing related. It could be football related, but not related to Manchester United. And there's so many things. Like you can talk. The fan calling show is all for you. We ran one yesterday before the game 6, and then we ran one, I think it was a few days ago as well. But this one we're gonna run today is gonna be longer. It's gonna be a longer stream. So yeah, man, make sure, like I said, it's open. Only rules are, people. Only 2 rules are: must have your camera on. That's it. And that's not because we care what you look like, because we don't. It's simply because we're not trying to have anyone show their private parts. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to see nobody's piece, nobody's cheeks, nobody's titties, male or female. We seen what happened to Matisse and Saeed and Tobes. We seen what happened to those 3 right there. Shout out to all 3 of them. But we're not trying to have that happen over here. So your camera must be on, people. Male or female, like that's all it is. Like I said, we don't care what you look like. We let Ryan's mug on it. We don't care what you look like, people. It's simply because safety precautions. And the second thing is, make sure you have what you want to talk about. That's all I'm going to say in it. Don't just call in just to call in. Make sure you actually have a topic or topics, because most people who call in. That being said, yeah, the callers have been great. Who call in have a lot to say. They do. And yeah, Ronan, you laughing is facts, man. Like, ask Matisse or ask Saeed or ask Tobes. We all seen them. I don't think the Matisse one did, but the other 2 went viral. What happened to those 2? What happened to Tobes and Saeed went viral? I'm saying. Yo, big up to Dan as well, man. You know what I'm saying? He says, big up you guys, no audio here, but love as always. Nah, man, me and you running bants in it. It's all jokes, man. It's all well and good. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been the Mandem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.